Chris.
All right, thank you, Anna. Happy hour spot. Do you have a favorite one?
We go to Zeppelin's every so often.
Zeppelin, there you go.
Yep.
Now you can sit outside and look at a beautiful lawn.
Yes,
right,
absolutely.
Have a happy hour
Back
somewhere.
patio. Back patio sounds like a good place for a happy hour, I think.
Right.
Yep.
So for 40 years, UltraLawn has proudly served the Cedar Rapids and Iowa City corridor. General Manager Matt Cruz joins us. We're heading into the warm weather season now, so we're kind of getting to that season where everybody's wanting their lawn to look its absolute best, and you can help with that.
That's right.
Yes. So what have you noticed that's different about this year than last year? I feel like we've had more rain. I'd have to check with Justin on that, but is this growing season different?
I think this has been a really good growing season. It seems like the last few years we've had a lot of ups and downs temperature-wise. And this year we've had a little bit of that, but it's for the most part, it's kind of the highs have gradually gotten higher. And that's really good for plants, just to kind of wake up at their own speed. And then, boy, that rain we had yesterday was very beneficial. So yeah.
We did have a lot, I feel like. Yeah, which we needed.
Yes, we did. I think that we needed to catch up a little bit, so that was good.
Yeah, I did notice like last year, we did really have a roller coaster, and this year it's been a little more steady with temperatures, so that is much better for yards and lawn.
The plants kind of get confused. Is it spring or isn't it? You know, it'll be 80 degrees one day and 30 the next. So
that's Iowa for you, though, right?
Yep.
Now, I want to talk about seeding. What are the misconceptions about seeding your lawn?
Well, a good question. We have a lot of conversations about seeding this time of year. I think it makes sense. People think that you should be seeding right now because things are waking up, and we all know that around Mother's Day you could be planting your annual flowers. But really with grass seed, it's best to wait until August or September. So in most cases we're going to give that advice. There are occasions if it's more like if it's bare areas versus spots that maybe we'd recommend doing some seeding. But seeding this time of year has a couple downfalls. One of them, the soil temperatures are cooler, so grass the seeds are slower to germinate, and people can get discouraged with their watering and kind of give up. But really the biggest thing is the weed pressure. You get your new seedlings to germinate, and then all of Mother Nature's weed seeds germinate as well. And a lot of times those weeds that come up along with the grass seed that we've put down are annual grasses that they grow a lot more aggressively and will outgrow and drown out the grass seed that we like. So it's really best to wait until August or September.
See, now that was totally different than what I would think. I would be the person who'd be like, no, I got to do it in the spring because that's when everything grows, and that time of year is when everything starts to. See, that's why you get an expert. Somebody who knows what they're doing. What else should people be doing on their properties this time of year?
There's really a lot. I mean, things are coming to life here. I think, just to kind of piggyback on the seeding question, if you do have thin areas or little bare spots, I always think, areas that are smaller than the size of a basketball, if you take really good care of those areas throughout the season, they're going to fill in throughout the year. Most of the lawns in this area are bluegrass lawns, and bluegrass is really opportunistic. So if you are on a good fertilizer program and you aerate on a regular basis, it's going to create opportunity for those grass plants. It spreads through rhizomes under the surface, so it'll spread and fill in those spots, which can be really rewarding, and it's much less work than actually seeding. But so aeration is a great thing. Well, and also coming off of winter, a lot of us have pets. And I was just talking with a colleague of mine. We were talking about how, the little paws of a dog, they'll have, a lot of times double the weight per square inch than a human. So all that traffic on the lawn all winter really gets things compacted. So to aerate the lawn, if you have a dog, you might consider doing it twice a year even. I always say that the more important your lawn is, the more often you should aerate. So aeration's a huge thing. Another thing that I think is top of mind for a lot of us after the derecho is doing deep root fertilization for trees, because you can really increase the growth of what's to be a shade tree by like 20% annually just by doing these deep root fertilizations around the drip zone on the trees. And then, of course, if you haven't done crabgrass control yet, it'd be a good time to go get that picked up or enlist a service like UltraLawn to do that.
And dandelions, of course. Let's talk about those.
Dandelions can be kind of frustrating this time of year because they have that bright yellow bloom that stands out. You'll have one dandelion and you can see it from a mile away, it seems. And we can spray them. We're getting weed control now. Things are growing actively enough that we can spray weeds and kill them. But unfortunately, the last thing to go on a dandelion is that yellow bloom. So like you'll spray it, and then you'll come back a week later, and you'll see that the leaves are curling up, and it looks very unhealthy. But the bloom is still just looking at you. So really, the best thing with dandelions is to be treating those in the fall time.
40 years you've been doing this. You do both residential and commercial. Are you celebrating the 40 years? 1985, which doesn't feel like it was 40 years ago. But
I understand completely. So we are offering a couple discounts, and we've started a referral program. So we're really excited to be celebrating our 40 years.
Yeah.
My parents started this business all those years ago, and we're really proud of what we have. I mean, we've a really strong group of people that are exceptionally professional, educated, experienced, and we work really hard to set the bar high for a good quality service in this area.
Yeah. Where can people get more information?
Just give us a call, or it might be easiest just to go to UltraLawn.com.
Okay.
We'd love to hear from you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.
Yep, appreciate you.
All right, coming up next, we'll get